Come on in.
Awesome.
How you doing out there?
Doing good. It's different.
So this is our comparison room that I told you about. We're going to spend 20 up to 25, 30 minutes in here, just depending on how many questions you might have about the process. I know you had a pool in Texas. Things are a lot different here in Tucson. As you start looking at different builders, you can use this as a checklist to start comparing, all the things that we have check marked or the things that we believe are important, that we've seen be important through the years of our building. And it's a way that you can compare, apples to apples to other builders as well. Some of the most important things are your licensings here. Your hardscape licensing, the CR21 right there. That allows us to to place decking outside of 3 feet of your pool. When you consider all the deck space we're doing, I assume you want a licensed contractor doing that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you want some recourse if something goes bad, right?
Yes.
So most of the pool builders, I think there's a couple in town, including us, that are licensed properly for all aspects in the backyard. Another big one, all that fire pits that we might be thinking about. Most of your pool builders are not licensed to do gas lines outside of the pool heater. So you definitely want to stick with licensed builders to make sure that you'll have some recourse if something goes wrong. So get a look at that when you're looking at other builders. See how they're doing things, and you're going to see, it's a way that you'll be able to quantify right away what Omni's doing versus the others.
Yeah. Or this big piece of paper and be like, I've got questions.
All right, guys, come on, make your check marks. Over here, this is Trainual, and this is going to start moving, hopefully, unless it's stopped again. But up there it goes. This is just internal systems that Omni uses to make sure that the whole team is trained to Omni standards. Everybody's accountable, so you're getting the same story from everybody when you call in. Just a way to make sure that we're pressing forward instead of moving backwards with the company with training and safety trainings and all that. Then as we go on, this is going to show you Builder Trend. This is a great program that you'll get a login to if you choose Omni. This is going to show you your entire pool build schedule. Here's the schedule. You'll get this schedule as we get started. Before we dig, you'll have a schedule that you can see out. Here, this is showing you, the superintendents are going through documenting each phase. And it helps us document the pool build, so we make sure what we're warranting is what we've built. All of our subcontractors have to use this to be able to work with Omni to make sure that they're on the same page, that we're going to input our information that we need from them so that they're going to build properly. Great program. More builders should be using it, but as far as I know, we're the only ones. So we'll go more into it. Again, once you choose Omni, you'll have a login. Alyssa, one of the schedules, if you have questions, she'll get you all set up in that, and you'll be good to go. So that's kind of basically the organization. Now we're going to get more into like meat and bones of the project here. So first thing we like to talk about is electrical. You're going to get a 5-year warranty on electrical with Omni because of the way we do things differently. So you can see here what a mess this is. The builders are already making a rat's nest in your electrical. They're just waiting for the rats to move in. We're going to rat pack proof everything, so you're not going to get this buildup of rat nest in your heaters. Any electrical wires, lights, low voltage for your automation is going to be encased in conduit so that they can't eat it. The rats love this. I don't know if they have pack rats in Texas. They cause big problems here overnight. They could cause $1,500 worth of damage to your pool equipment. They like the coating. It's a soy product, so they think it's yummy until they get that cheap buzz at the end. This is something that we do different. If you notice how small this conduit is, this is your standard conduit install for most pool builders. We upgrade that size automatically because when you want to add that kitchen in later, you're going to need more electric into the backyard. You'll have to upgrade the electric. If you're trying to pull wires like this to get to 80, 100 amps, you can't pull it through that. So instead of having to dig everything up, we've already installed bigger conduits. So all you have to do is pull the wire, replace the breaker, pull new wire. So, and again, you'll get a 5-year warranty on that. Industry standard is 2 on electrical in town. So big differences because of the way we do things. Over here, plumbing. So this is another big aspect of the Omni pool build. We're utilizing 3-inch plumbing with sweeps versus your 2 to 2.5 inch. with 90s. That's creating a lot of pressure. So, I mean, we're moving so much more water than them. The benefit to that is it's going to keep the pressure, I hate these little stands. It's going to keep the pressure on the system a lot lower for the same speed pump versus, you know, your competitors. Lower pressure is more efficient on electric. It's more, it's not going to be as damaging to the pool equipment, the plumbing, and that's why we're able to offer a 10-year warranty on their plumbing, because it's under so much less stress for the life of the pool.
And that's more efficient, like it'll help.
It is more efficient. If you want to get into the design here, I mean, to this little hands-on experiment, you know, bigger pipe, which one do you think is going to flow water better, easier? You know what I mean? So if you want to do that, you can, but you get the idea with it.
Okay.
I don't know where my filter fittings went. I guess they're not here anymore. Okay. Over here, this is the structure of the pool. This is probably what's most important in my opinion, because you know, this is shell. So when we dig the pool, after we're done digging, we're gonna leave a nice compacted floor like that versus a loose floor. The benefit to that is when you get, you know, thousands of pounds of shotcrete sitting on that floor, if it's loose like this, it's gonna settle, and then you'll see little cracks along the side. So a better compacted floor is just gonna offer you a better structure. The next difference, bless you. The next difference you'll see here, you know, is you see this steel grid that's sitting on these blocks. That's these right here. We're going to use these with wire ties so it stays in contact with the steel at all times. When you consider this, your steel cage, when they're stomping around in there, you could get an instance where this falls, you know, from the side, it's in the middle. If they step anywhere here where that was, well, now your steel's bent in contact with the dirt. If they don't pick that up and get it back into place, that's where you're going to get a crack develop, because the steel's going to rust there, expand in the shell, and then you'll have cracks developing.
So my friend had these.
Yeah,
Rust
so
marks.
those are rust marks.
Is that where that comes from?
Yes and no. So they weren't paying attention to how close the rust was at the surface. Perhaps they were short a yard of concrete, so the floor got a little bit thin, and now the steel's closer to the surface, and the water's pulling that rust out. So it is super important to make sure that steel is where it's supposed to be. So when this gets shot with shotcrete, you're going to have 3 inches behind and 3 inches in front. So it's completely encased. Whenever you see, you know, those little marks, that just means steel got a little bit close. Back to steel. So your industry standard here in Arizona is going to be a 12-inch on center grid rebar, much like this one here on the bottom. We find that to be insufficient in a lot of areas. We're going to install 50% more to get you a 6x12 grid. What's the benefit of that? You're getting a much stronger structure that you can feel good about. You see that pool that you pointed out with cracks, that was year 3 after it was shot. So that one went down because of expansive soils. Unbeknownst to anybody, the home builder backfilled with expansive soil. Nobody knew, and steel like that cracked. But if you had more steel in it, likely it wouldn't have been an issue. So that's why we install 50% more steel for stronger structures.
Okay.
Make sense?
Kind of.
Kind of?
Yeah. I live in Bales, so is the ground, that dirt out there, is that going to be an issue?
Yeah, Rocking K, you know, it's a new community. There's been some pools going in there. We have the expansive soils in town mapped out pretty well, but it's a pretty new community. So it's definitely better to have more steel than
And
not.
that helps with regardless
It
of what
does,
kind of dirt we're working with?
regardless of the kind of dirt you are, you're going to stand up a lot stronger to it with more steel in the shell, because that's what gives this concrete its strength.
Awesome.
Other additives we make in we add to the concrete is this fiber mesh. You can see here, this furry.
Fuzzy.
Yeah, all it is just a fiber that gets mixed into the shotcrete at the plant. It gets in there, holds on to itself, so you don't get any shrinkage cracks. You don't get any areas where it wants to chip off. Especially out there in Vail, shrinkage can be a thing on your shotcrete after they shoot it. If it's windy, it's pretty windy out there. If it's a windy day, that can cause shrinkage cracks like right away. Yeah. Most times they're insignificant shrinkage cracks, but that'll be the start of a plaster crack down the road.
So you guys do both of this, or?
No, we'll only install your shotcrete with fiber mesh.
Oh,
The
okay.
reason we show this is just to show the difference of.
Yeah, that looks terrible.
It does. It's not as strong. It's just adding some more strength to it to keep from cracking and things like that.
Okay.
Moving on.
Neat.
Over here, tile install. So. Major differences in tile install. So a lot of the builders are just going to put a little patty cake on the back of your 6-inch tile and slap it up there. We require our contractors to get full coverage on the back of the tile. And they're also using a different type of thin set. We're using Latacrete. It's a epoxy based thin set, more or less. That it's the only thin set that allows you to set tile when it's over 90 degrees, which damn near every day in this town.
Yeah. The one I got myself into.
Yeah, it allows us to warranty the tile for 5 years, which is a lot more than the rest of the town is, because they're just using your standard thin set and hoping it stays up for 2 years. We're going to install it and warranty it for 5. Other additives we use is Actiplex. Actigel, it's from Actiplex. It's an interior for your additive. All it does is it makes the material more workable. It helps the installers to spread it more smoothly so you get a nice, smooth install. It's going to help seal the surface a little bit to prevent shrinkage cracks. Same idea, windy days. It's going to help with shrinkage cracks and allow it to cure up nicer for you.
Does it help with like algae, or because I know?
No, your water chemistry is what's going to help with algae. As long as you keep water sanitized, proper chlorine in it, you won't have algae issues. So that's more water sanitation.
Gotcha.
Over here, this talks a little bit about our in-floor cleaning systems. So we're using the A&A heads. You can kind of see that video, all this blow-by, we call it. It's very inefficient. So when their head pops up, you're getting almost as much water coming out the sides as you do the front. What that does is it requires you to have to run the pump much stronger, costing you more down the road on electric. We're utilizing these A&A heads with Venturi heads. So with lower pump pressure, you can create more flow utilizing the free energy Venturi there. We're going to use Venturi skimmers. You can see the suction difference. The only difference is this Venturi skimmer has a return, and it's a little bit deeper. So the return on it allows a Venturi suction. So with pressure, it's creating suction into the skimmer. It'll go back, and you can see it. I got a skimmer over there. I can show you kind of what it is. It's just a little fitting in the bottom that shoots return water out, and then it causes an eddy almost, if you will.
Interesting.
Yeah. See, there it goes again.
That's what you guys use, or
no?
You
That's the blue square. And I can send you this link. I know it goes kind of quick. I can send you this link. This video was made by a third-party pool guy. It's a great depiction of how inefficient some of these other in-floor cleaning systems are that were designed, supposed to give you less hassle on the pool, but they're creating issues, having to run the pump higher, more pressure, it's not going to last as long, things like that. So over here is kind of our warranty, and this will all be on the proposal. We'll kind of touch base on some of the things there. The biggest deal about this is all transferable. So I know you said you're going to be in there 20 years, but everybody's plans change. Data says you're going to move out in like 5 years. All your warranties will be transferable to your new buyer. There are some things you'll have to do, the inspection yearly to make sure, the yard hasn't changed. We're not seeing erosion that's going to affect the decking, things like that. But it is transferable, which we believe is going to be a great selling point for folks when they start selling their homes.
Yeah, nobody's ever mentioned that.
Yeah, nobody does it. They're gonna say lifetime warranty on your structure, things like that. Or you can see that we're offering a 25-year warranty. The difference is this is quantifiable. I've seen more pool builders get out of their lifetime warranty because of other clauses that you signed on a contract. So expansive soils, we talked a little bit about that before. None of their lifetime warranties will cover your expansive soil areas. So Just read the contracts as you're looking at them, talking to them about those things. That's major differences. The other thing that makes our warranty an actual warranty is that we're offering you a certificate. So this legalizes the warranty. Everybody can say, oh, transferable this, or excuse me, lifetime warranty here, but it's not really quantifiable. Lastly, over there, we kind of walked right by it, didn't even see it. There's a camera that we set during construction. It allows us to maintain eyes on the project remotely.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, there it is there.
What?
You can see them
Oh, look at
working
that.
just each day. Oh, there they go, finish the deck. And you can kind of see the date.
Oh, day by
The cool
day.
thing is we'll give you your time lapse on that on the pool project when we're done. You'll get your time lapse video. It's cool to have. I mean, folks like it. The other big thing about it is you can set that to be. You can set a perimeter around your pool. When we're done, we give you that. You set a perimeter around your pool on the app, and then it'll notify you if something breaks that perimeter, falls in the pool, alarm. So it's a really cool camera that you'll get a tutorial on how it works a little bit more when we get into it. But it's a great camera. That's it in here. We're gonna go ahead and take a tour through here. Some more materials there. This is our little corner of success here. We've got a lot of our awards, accolades through the years. This is a big one that we're real proud of that we've gotten year after year after year.
Wow.
Hope you'll be voting for us when
Yeah.
coming up here. Another
see.
presentation room. Here's another one of those shotcrete examples. I actually like this one a little better because it shows you that shrinkage crack that we're trying to
Oh,
avoid.
interesting.
You're not going to see any of those on this. So
Much smoother.
just another room that we're doing presentations, meetings in, things
Okay.
like that.
Behind
over
the
here,
scenes.
mosaics. I'm not a huge fan of mosaics. They're all sea creatures mostly. We don't have real many.
I want a big shark at
Turtles,
the bottom
yeah.
of my pool.
Those are cool. You put them on the wall. The kids swim up to them.
Yeah.
Out of the shark. But we can do all kinds of mosaics if you want. Water features, metal scuppers. We'll get some drainage up against the house where the deck meets the patio. We'll go over sizes of that when we do the presentation of the design, things like
Okay.
that. More office space. It's Michael's office. He's one of the owners. Must be out today. Oop, there's our printer.
Hey, it's a good looking printer.
This is Darren's office. He's sales manager. Not here today, but
Not a lot of people here today.
not a lot of people here today. They're out building pools. This is our meeting room. This is a room that we get together in, internal meetings. Before we get started, we have a strategy meeting where the designers, construction, schedulers, all of them are getting on the same page for the project, so that by the time we start, you and I already know what we're doing. I got to make sure everybody else knows what we're doing.
Yeah.
So this is the preliminary pre-construction area where we have those meetings.
Cool.
Yeah, I like the hidden door.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was there.
Yeah. This was that skimmer I was talking to you about. You can see here, this is what I was making the free energy. This little fitting here shoots water out this way, and that pressure allows the water to suck in through there. So that's what I was trying to explain.
Interesting. Okay.
This is another meeting room we utilize for company meetings, things like that. Veronica's office. Again, hi Veronica.
Hey.
Matthew is in there. He's actually in there ordering materials, doing his deal. That's Christine. She's our finance lady.
Oh,
You'll be in
nice
touch
to
with
meet
her
you.
when project starts and payments need to be made and things like that. You'll be in touch with her. More into the builder trend. So like I said, we live off builder trends. These are up here so that we know daily what has to be done just for the internal office folks. You'll see all these things created by Alyssa. More screens, same idea. More offices, that's your construction manager. He's out in the field today as well. And then There's Alyssa in there. She's your scheduler. You'll be in touch
Hi,
with her
nice to
throughout
meet
the
you.
project for scheduling purposes, if you have questions, things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
What do you
that's great.
think?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
Everybody's
all right.
on the same page.
Yeah.